Hi, Deb here, and welcome to my craft room. This is the June Pixie box. I'm running very late. It's the Shake and Shaker box, as you can see. Let's see what's inside. Right, we have the alphabet shaker molds. Aren't they cute? And there's also the films cut out already in the right shape to go over the alphabet shakers, which is a really good idea. Before I use them, I think what I'll do, I'll keep those out. I'll keep those ones and I will draw round them onto some other film so I can keep those as templates, because they're a really handy thing to have. I'm not very good at drawing round shakers, I'm afraid, and getting it right. And next we have some holographic cotton glitter. It's in a like a pinky colour. It doesn't look very pink on there, but it is pinky purpley colour. I couldn't get it off. And then we have the Mirandai pigments. There's a light yellow, pale green, and light, no, they're not. That's not true. It's the green, the yellow, and the brown Mirandai pigments I got. And there's some pretty star, triangle, and circle bead embellishments. And these are sparkling star confetti, very pretty colours. And this is the gem embellishments. There's loads of little tiny, really pretty gems in there. And that is obviously shaker oil. And that is the Club and Heart shaker mould. Then we have the Heart and Star shaker mould with wings. And these are rose gold and gold beads in various sizes. This is the Sakura shaker mould. I think that's how you say it. I'm never sure whether it's Sakura or Sakura. But I'm going with Sakura. And this is the most gorgeous holographic transfer film. It's really beautiful. You can't really get a good look at it here, but it is so pretty. So pretty. And as you can see, I'm struggling to get it apart. So that's everything that was in the box. Now let's go on and make something. So I've decided to do the Sakura mould, shaker moulds. And there's a yellow, green and pink. Well, it's light yellow, pale green and light pink Mirandai pigment. And I've mixed up some JDiction resin And I'm now mixing in a couple of drops of each of the colours into the small cups. I don't know what happened to me showing you the resin and mixing it. I've obviously lost that clip. Wiping off the stirrers so I can reuse them. And pouring in the colours. I did think I might have a go at pouring them together, but I struggled with that, so I decided to pour them one at a time and go all around the outside with one colour. Sorry if you can hear the wind outside, it's really, really windy here at the moment. And I'm taking a pokey tool and I'm going around the outside edge to make sure there's no bubbles. You'll have to excuse my hair, my head in the way all the time. I really have got to sort myself out as far as it recording comes. I'm not excellent at it, am I? Keep getting my head in the way and not great angles. And here I am just filling up the rest of the moulds with the 3 different colours. I was really pleased with these moulds. I really, really like them. And now I'm just using up the very last of my resin to fill up these 4 moulds. And then because I had a bit of resin left over, I decided to put some glitter, holographic cotton glitter that came in the box, into the leftover resin and use it to make the little shapes that were around the outside of that mould, because they can then go inside the shakers. And then I had some of that left over, so I decided to make the spade shaker mould, just so as we weren't wasting resin. Don't want to waste resin, do you? And here we are. It's all dried. I think it was overnight, and I'm removing the bits from the mould. I know you can't see them very well, but these came out really sweet. I was very pleased with the little pieces, although they were slightly too fat to go in the shakers. Once I'd finished them, they didn't move very well. I should have made them thinner. And now out come the shakers. I don't know about you, but I really like the colour combinations in them. I do like pastels together. And because I went round the outside with a pokey tool, there was no bubbles in the outside edges, so no sharp edges when it came to well, I didn't have to fill any holes or sharp edges because I'd gone around with the pokey tool. Here's the spade, which with that glitter in is absolutely beautiful. Really, really pleased with that. just putting in the little bits that I made from the edge of the mould, making sure I had the right sort of sizes in the right places. And now I'm putting in the little gold beads that came in the box. I did gold and rose gold, I believe. No, maybe I just did the gold. Maybe I didn't do the rose gold. Just did the gold. And then I put in the some of those little gem embellishments. It's so pretty. Just tiny little gems. Lovely. And these are little micro beads. Tiny little micro beads, which I've had for a long time. Unfortunately, I dropped them and mixed them all up together, so they're not individual colours, they're just a variety. But they're ideal to go in shakers. And these are some little pearls. I'm not sure where I got them from, but they're very, very pretty pearls. I may well have got them from Sophie and Toffee. Very pretty pearls. And I put one of each colour in, pink, blue and green. Sorry, pink, yellow and green, to match the colours that I've done the shakers in. And now's the bit I'm really not good at, and that's drawing round the outside of the shakers. I don't know why I cannot draw around the outside of things. I'm really not good at it at all. Tracing is not my strong point. Well, I'm not very artistic, you see. I can't draw or anything like that, so just tracing around the outside of a shape is more than I can manage. Cutting them out with my little blue scissors. Here I am trying to pull the film off the back. There isn't any film on the back, Deb. Don't be silly. I can't believe that I spend so long trying to pull film off that isn't there. Anyway, I got a bit of alcohol on a wet wipe and wiped off the pen that I'd used to go round it. And I repeat the same process for all the others. Film on both sides of that one. I get out my little hole punch, which was actually, surprisingly, for my knitting machine, but it punches smaller holes than my other punch, so that's why I use it. Unfortunately, on one of them, I think it's that one I've just done, I had to punch 2 holes because the first hole was too close to the edge, which gives me a bit of a problem when it comes to filling it, but you'll see that in a minute. I always put in, have to open it first, it was sealed, so I had to cut the top to open it. I always put a small amount of shaker oil in them, so it's harder for the inclusions to stick to the UV resin if they've got oil on them. I just think it makes a better shaker if you put some oil in first. Do excuse my hair and my head. And now I've got a pokey tool and I'm just going around the outside edge of the shapes with a little UV resin, and then pushing the shaker foil, the films, over the top and putting them under the UV light, pushing it down to make sure it's properly sealed and putting it under the light. I made a bit of a mistake there. I put the torch on top of the film and the shape, straight on top of it, and it stuck a bit. I had to prise it off. See, it got stuck, but it was okay. And now I'm using a box to balance the light on, the torch on. Changed the top on the bottle, so I've got a sharp needly point, no, not a blunt needly point on there, so it goes in the smaller hole. Putting in the rest of the oil and then cleaning off the top and adding a small amount of UV resin to seal the hole. And then you have to wipe all the top off. Add the UV resin, the oil, shaker oil, a little bit of UV resin to seal the hole, and so it goes on. Now this is the one that I had the 2 holes in, so I just put some UV resin over one of the holes to hopefully seal it. I really love this spade. It's really, really pretty. Did have a little problem with getting the 2 holes to seal on this one, but it did work eventually. I think I had to cut a small amount of film to go over it in the end to seal the hole. Yeah, I'm just cutting some film here to go over it. Now this one had leaked a little bit, so I cleaned it off, and then I had to find where it was leaking from, and it hadn't sealed properly on the end, so I got my pokey tool and pulled it away a little bit, and then I managed to get the needle end of the shaker film bottle in there, and I refilled it, wiped it, and then I resealed the edge. And it worked fine. It wasn't a problem at all. Now I'm using a pink, yellow and green pearl, the same as I used in the shakers, just to go over the dots on this, just to fill in the holes. You know, make it look nicer. Put a bit of UV resin in to set the pearls in there. Yeah, sometime later I've cleaned everything up, tidied up. I've mixed up some more JDiction resin and I'm doming the shakers. This is sped up probably 8 times. I'm not quite sure how quick it's sped up, but it's definitely sped up. We'd be here all day if I didn't speed up my videos. I suppose I could cut more bits out of them, but I like people to see the whole process. And with doming, you just need to take the resin up to the edge. Don't push it over the edge, but resin's very good at self-leveling, and if you don't push it over an edge, it will just stay where it is. Can I apologise for the noise in the background? That's my next door neighbour's daughter playing her music. It is actually a school day and she is of school age, but she's clearly at home. So that's all the doming done, and now I'm adding some Art Sparkle chunky iridescent white glitter to the leftover glitter, and I'm going round the outside edges where there's like a second indent on the outside edges, and I'm going round with the iridescent glitter because I didn't quite like the way they looked with those parts empty. Well, that one had overflowed a little bit, so I had to wipe the edges off, but it was fine. Still putting the iridescent white in just around the edges. Last one, the teddy with the television screen. That's it, they're finished now, and here they are finished with their keyring chains on. I am really pleased with them. I love how they turned out, but if you can, when I move them, if you see the bigger pieces which I did in the mould, the outside of the mould, that they don't move because they're too deep. I should have, everything else is moving but not those. I should have made them slightly less wide, deep. But yeah, I'm very pleased with the shakers, very pleased. And this, I think, is my favourite. I love it. Beautiful. Really love it. Well, thank you very much for joining me in my craft room today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Thank you for visiting.